artist. In today's YouTube video, we are going to go through my recently completed Temu sketchbook. It's a flip through of all my florals, all my doodle time, all my me, arty time. Hopefully after the video you're inspired as well to get a sketchbook going and start playing. Make sure you stay right to the end of the video because I have some exciting news to share. With that said, let's jump straight into the sketchbook tour. Alright, before we jump into the actual tour, I wanted to show you the other Temu sketchbooks that I have. You might have seen these in other videos, but if you haven't, I thought I'll share it with you. So I've got these two which are portrait mode, portrait lens, rather like, you know, not square, but A5 size. And I believe I have done a sketchbook tour on this one already, so you might have seen this one. This one is the next one that I bought after I finished, and it is almost finished, almost. I've just got a couple of pages left, so that will be filmed once this is done. This is about 15 Australian dollars, and then these are about 20 Australian dollars, and I completed this one about 6 months ago, and I did a video for you, and this is the one that we will be doing a tour of today. And this is actually a new one that I just bought, also Moyal. So it's basically hardcover like this, but it's A5 size like this. And I'm not sure how many pages there are, but it's quite new. And I've only painted the first 2 pages. And I must say, I'm just really pleased with this sketchbook. It's not cotton. It is 300 GSM, and it just holds a lot of holds a lot of water, and it's thick, and the paint remains vibrant, and I just love it because it's a low pressure sketchbook that I can paint without feeling the pressure that it needs to be perfect or finished or anything like that. So there you go, those are all my Temu sketchbooks. Of course, I've got other sketchbooks as well, but I just thought I'll show you the Temu one today. So on the first page, I have my name, which I don't usually do. I usually just ignore the first page because I thought it would be odd to like paint on the first page, but I wanted to test out orange and blue, so I did this little exercise where I painted my name in orange and I put a blue background because they are complementary colors, and yeah, it's just for fun, a little splatter. And on the next page, I have my Kurotake Ganzai Tambi swatch. So this is actually made it into another video, which I will link below in the description, where I swatched out all the Kurotake paints that I have. I think I have 3 sets, the main color set, an extra color, and then I have the metallic set. So it's good to do this in a sketchbook because you can always refer to it again. And I'm not sure why I did it again. I think I had some problem with the filming of this one, so I had to do it again. And this time I actually wrote all the colors out as well. All right. Alright, this page is actually just some doodles. I remember I was painting a couple of these in different sketchbooks. Can't remember where the reference is from, but I used a bit of fan brush for this, and it's just nice to paint freely without too many details or layers. This is actually a self-portrait. I don't know why I did this, and was it a tutorial? I think it was some kind of exercise where you just had to look in a mirror and then paint your self-portrait. Very loose, very fast, and I did it twice. And obviously it's very abstract and I'm not a portrait painter, but it's there, it's cute, it's a cute little exercise. Yeah, this one actually I think is a YouTube video where I just painted these with some music in the background. I'll link it in the description below. It's just a rose doodle, 2 of them, and yeah, with lots of splatters, and it's fun, it's easy. So go check out the actual painting video. This one is some berries, and this is also just, I believe this is from a reference book that I have called Women of Flowers. Let me look for the book right now. Yeah, there we go. So this is the reference of this sketchbook. Sketch from this lovely book called Women of Flowers. So it's a tribute to Victorian women illustrators. Vintage floral, lovely book. So As you can see, this is of this really cute berry wreath, and this one is just something fun. So it's really nice to just open a book and relax and just paint from it and see how I can interpret watercolor from an old vintage painting, something I really love doing. This one is super light, super easy. I'm not sure, maybe I'm just trying a palette or something, but I painted this flower thing, and I think I used the same kind of pinks and greens for the skies. So sort of like mirroring how I do florals and landscape and how it can sort of like look like it's together. Ooh, this is another rose doodle. It's just so fun to paint roses, vintage vibes. And I think I created this from my head. So just playing around with how I would compose the composition and spread the flowers all across the page. This one is a really simple doodle of, I believe, a floral arrangement that I had at home, because this looks like an Australian native, maybe like a Waratah, and I just, very lightly used loose strokes to do this. And this one is quite cute because it's actually stamps, and it's like the end of a bok choy. Do you know the Chinese vegetable bok choy? You might call it bai cai. Anyway, the base of it, you cut. It actually creates this really amazing rose shape. So I did this with my son, and we painted it, and stamped it all over the page. And how perfect is that? It's just incredible how nature just mirrors each other, isn't it? The interlocking folds, the C shape, it's perfect. This is a little relaxing, intuitive leaf bleeds thing that I like to do, and I think I did this with my students in my in-person workshop. So this possibly was like a warm-up, or maybe it was a demo in the class, I can't remember. This is some ink over watercolor, ink and wash. I'm not a big fan of ink and wash, really, to be honest. So it's just me testing and realizing I don't really like it. This is a swatch of the Paul Rubens watercolor set that I tested and I did a video of, and all the colors that are in the set. And I did a few color wheels using, different primaries. So yellow, blue, and red, and what green, orange, and purples can come out from that. Always a fun exercise to do. And I continued using that set and just played around with, fun florals and did some mark making, and just really want to, feel this palette and how it can perform. One thing I realized, it doesn't have an opera rose, so it just felt like there was just something missing from the set, and I think it's opera or a pink that I actually like. More crazy, expressive, loose roses. This is just a wash I did. I should do something on top of it, which I didn't. And this is just summer florals that I was just playing around with. More pages of scribbles and just things that I wanted to try out. This, I think I was trying to make coral, peach, lavender. Oh yeah, this is actually something that I put in my in-person workshops when we do color theory, color mixing, all of this. Practices. And then here we have a very cute, I believe this is a sketch of my desk, and probably inspired by something that I saw out there where this person just sketched their desk, and I did it in a very, I didn't really care so much about dimensions or angles, that kind of thing. I just laid out the different things, and I used purple, just one color, and I kind of blocked out some parts which I want to create a stronger value, just for fun, just to experiment. And yeah, I think it was fun. It was really fun to do. I like the texture I did for this basket. And how cute is my spray bottle? And how cute is this palette knife? I am impressed. I just did this all. I'm not a sketcher, I'm not a drawer, so once in a while. All right, this is some monochrome painting. I believe I did this for also in my in-person workshops. My in-person workshop, I did a 5-week course. The course was a complete watercolor floral method or pathway that I teach in person. And actually, I'll let you know at the end something very exciting, because I have been working on a project that is related to this, which I will share right at the end. But yes, this is a monochrome, helps us really think about our darks and lights. So I just did a couple of examples here. Ooh, this is, I remember when I was doing this, I was having a lot of fun, and I believe it was just a Pinterest painting that I saw. Maybe it was oil or acrylic, and it was really arty and abstract, and I just wanted to mimic those shapes that I saw. And this was fun. This is nice. And then I got a bit loose, and I'm not so sure about this side, but I just remember doing that and having a lot of fun. Ooh, this is a fun poppy spread. I love painting poppies, as you guys might know. So I just did this one, which is very centered. The composition is a bit too centered, but then, you know, I decided to try this out, and I put in a bit of a fun wallpaper background as well. Ooh, this is fun. This is also something I did with my students in my in-person workshop, where we created floral patterns after a lesson on composition. So this was a demo piece, and I love it. I love the color. I love how light it feels. I love the different marks and these little sperm, tadpole sperm. So it's interesting. Yeah. Okay, this one I don't like as much. Okay, this is just an example of me going a bit nuts and pushing to the max. But I think I really wanted to play with my filbert brush. So I just played and tried to make these peony shapes. And the color combo, it's so off-putting to me. Having three exactly the same on a page, don't like it, but you know, sometimes we just need to paint ugly paintings. Okay, this one's a little bit better. I used that same filbert stuff, painted these peonies, and I definitely waited for layers to dry before putting second and third layers, and I think this was fun. This is just a good sort of peonies page. Oh gosh, this one's also a bit, I don't know, what is this? This is just fun. Too primary. Immediately, I know I don't like this because the blue is too blue and the yellow's too yellow, the green's too green. Everything just feels very kindergarten-y. But, you know, gave it a go, and I think this was a flat brush. So, yeah. This is a little mark making exercise I did with my new silver black velvet 3/8 inch oval brush. This one here, which I am very sad to tell you that I don't really use this a lot since I bought it. It's quite pricey. But after making all the different marks, I proceeded to make this little sketch. And I really actually love the pointiness of it. So I might need to use this a little bit more. Okay, this is fun because I definitely leaned into the opera a lot, and I put a really basic black background to just contrast and make it pop. But again, there's just something about it which feels a little bit, I don't know, flat. So yeah, it was fun. Could be worked on a little bit more. Oops. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. This is the butterfly blue pea draft or sketch that I did because I went to Singapore and I did a workshop there, and the butterfly blue pea is one of the local flowers that we can use to make our rice blue color. So it's really good as a fruit dye, and it's a gorgeous flower. I mean, it's from the pea family, so you can imagine sweet pea. So I did a little sketch because I've never actually painted it before, but I wanted to do it, wanted to teach it. And this is Reeves paint, meaning the student grade paint, the student brand Reeves. And then turn to the next page, professional paints. So I tested what it's like if I use the student grade paints, which I had, and I was considering using that in our workshop. But then I tested it with professional paints. I don't know what brand it is. It doesn't matter which brand, but check it out. Check out the difference. Look at how bright this blue is. This looks like ultramarine or cobalt, and the difference stark, right? Like, you know, I keep harping about how paints is the thing that we need to upgrade. Firstly, and this is why, you want to paint, you don't want to waste your time. And watercolor goes a long way. So a little bit of investment in paint will last you years. So definitely professional paint. So way to go. And I practice these Cosmos for my workshop, and I actually put out a little step-by-step here because I include these step-by-steps in my handouts. So I needed to kind of paint that. Ooh, and this is fun. This is fun, fun, fun. I love the color of this. It's got a 90s vibe. I think it was just an exercise of a warm-up with bleeds and abstract and using different colors. And I did the circles one, but I think I definitely prefer how this one ended up looking. I love the combo of indigo and pink and this yellow. It's so good, so good. Orange, of course. This is a page of me testing out some new watercolors that I have. On this side, I've got My Mary. Okay, I know what this is. So I'm just comparing the different brands of the same color. So these two are Dragon's Blood or Perylene Maroon, My Mary and Holbein. And I'm just looking at which one I prefer. They're very similar. I did Holbein Rose Madder and M. Graham Quinn Rose, Mineral Violet. And this is actually some neon, Holbein neon that I bought. That I am testing out. Crazy bright. And this is a page of greens, which I really wanted to test as well. So I've got Sap Green going. Sap Green, Sap Green, Sap Green, Sap Green, Hooker's Green, Hooker's Green Deep. So all the different greens that I have here, and just looking at how they look and what I like from each of them. And I can see how immediately the Sap Green, PwC Shinhan Sap Green I love it. Holbein is less olivey. This one's more olivey. And then Rembrandt is not olivey at all, but it's very bright. It's very Sap Green. So yeah, it's fun to just, you know, take out your paints and learn from them. So check out this, like M. Graham's Olive Green is so not olive green. It's brown, right? However, Mission Gold Olive Green, now that's nice. That's really, really nice. All right. Okay, we're nearly to the end. So this is, I put some washi tape down to play some mark making, abstract stuff. Always fun to do. I believe this was a de-stressing, fun activity. Oh, and this one's so pretty. I remember painting this one. So it's actually a vertical one. And I used a live flowers. I had a bouquet of some white flowers, and I actually used, I believe, my Kuretake set. That's why I painted white flowers. I don't usually use white paint, but this time I did, and I used a little filbert brush. So I quite love this spread. And nearly to the end, second last painting. This one is Madness. I used also some Neo colors, I believe, for the second layers, and this one is totally from my brain, I suppose. I just wanted to paint and I didn't want to stop, and this is what happens sometimes. Bit crazy. And this is the last page. I painted right to the end. And again, peonies, practicing with, I believe, my filbert brush, and dabbing in different colors, making marks, and that's it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour. And now to my special announcement I have been waiting to tell you for so long. You know, I've been sharing tutorials here on YouTube and on my Patreon, but I have always wanted to create something longer and more in-depth that goes into my methods, my process of how I create these loose florals. So without further ado, just want to share with you my latest project, which is an online course I call FLOWIN, an intuitive pathway to loose florals. So in this course, which is about 7 hours long, I go into the steps, the details of how I create my loose florals effortlessly and joyful and with total ease. So we start from the fundamentals of watercolor. We go into brush strokes and exercises on how to let go and to let watercolor do its magic. Then we will dive into flowers and I'll break down to you how to approach each flower type. And by the end of the course, you should be able to paint any flower you like using your own intuition. The waitlist is now open. Go check it out. If you join the waitlist, you'll get a special discount when it finally launches. I hope to see you on the inside. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.